英語聞き流し10分間、名作リスニング、英語テキストと MP3 ダウンロード、その他の物語は、ホームページよりご利用いただけます。88thpp.com 88thpp.com
The family in Kyoto. One Japanese girl got freedom. Written by Hidemi Woods. Narrated by Hidemi Woods. No place to go. My parents married by an arranged marriage. Marriage used to be a knot between two families, not individuals in Japan. A mutual acquaintance introduced my parents to both families with their photographs. Although my parents didn't like each other, the tie as the family seemed favorable to their parents. My mother agreed with the marriage very unwillingly after the fortune teller said that she would handle money by the million if she married my father. As for my father, he reluctantly obeyed his parents' decision because he had never said no to his father in his life. A month after the wedding, my mother decided to leave my father because she couldn't stand to live with his parents any longer. She went back to her parents' home, but her father didn't allow her to come back. She had no place to go and gave in to her dismal marriage. And I was born. I wasn't the result of a happy marriage, but I embodied my mother's resignation. The family in Kyoto. One Japanese girl got freedom. Written by Hidemi Woods. Narrated by Hidemi Woods. Dolls Festival. The Dolls Festival in Japan is for celebrating girls, and they decorate old-style dolls on stepped shelves. The festival I had when I was 12 years old coincided with the day to know whether I passed or failed the entrance examination for the best private junior high school in the city. In Japan, each candidate is given an applicant number, and the school releases the numbers of the past ones on big boards put up in a school. After excruciating 2 years that I attended the supplementary private school for the exam, additionally after finishing a whole day at the elementary school, I was reasonably confident. I went to see the announcement boards with my parents and my younger sister. It was a big day for my family, as the result would more or less decide my future. In front of the boards, I was astounded. My number wasn't there. I failed. On our way home, we stopped at a bakery for cake for the Dolls Festival. While my mother and my sister went in the bakery, I was waiting in the car with my father. It started to snow. I still can vividly picture those snowflakes falling and melting on the windshield. I had never felt so devastated before. In the evening, my mother took a bath with me, and she wailed, saying, "I'm so disappointed," again and again. Because I wasn't used to seeing her crying, my despair turned fear. The fear that I made a fatal, catastrophic error. Since then, every year on the Dolls Festival, I remember that year's festival. The family in Kyoto. One Japanese girl got freedom. Written by Hidemi Woods. Narrated by Hidemi Woods. The family in Kyoto. One Japanese girl got freedom. Written by Hidemi Woods. Narrated by Hidemi Woods. Just clearing your eyes. My father was an attentive father. He treated me so nicely throughout my childhood. My mother didn't like how he treated me because she believed he was just spoiling me. Every time he did a nice thing to me, she got angry. To avoid her anger, he had learned to give me a treat without her presence. Near my home was a temple famous for the 5-storied pagoda, and a fair was held along the approach to it once a month. A relative of ours had a booth at the fair, and my father helped carry merchandise every month. He never forgot to get some toys for me there when his work was done. There was no greater pleasure for me than seeing him entering the house, waving some playhouse items to me. Of course, he was scolded by my mother when she caught it. I usually slept beside my grandparents, and I had suffered from chronic insomnia in my childhood. Once in a while, I had a happy occasion to sleep with my parents when my grandparents were on their trip. On one of those occasions, my mother was taking a bath when my father came to futon next to me. Since my parents didn't know about my insomnia, he was surprised I was still awake. He thought I couldn't sleep because I was too hungry. Not to be caught by my mother, he stealthily got out of the room, sneaked into the kitchen, made a rice bowl, and brought it to me. He told me to finish it before my mother came out of the bathroom. Seeing me devouring it, he said that he had never made a rice bowl by himself before and didn't know how. It was surely the ugliest rice bowl, but the most delicious one I had ever had. My mother also didn't like to see me cry. She had told me not to cry because crying made me look like an idiot. While my little sister cried all the time, I tried not to as hard as I could. But as a small child, I sometimes couldn't help it, and my mother would get angry with me for crying. In those cases, my father always said to me, "You're not crying, are you? You're just clearing your eyes, right?" I hadn't noticed until recently that there are the exact words in my song Sunrise. I've put his words unconsciously.
Audiobooks by Hidemi Woods. First audiobook, Japanese Dream by Hidemi Woods, on sale at online stores or apps. Second audiobook, My Social Distancing and Naked Spa in Japan by Hidemi Woods, on sale at online stores or apps. Apple Books, Audible, Google Play, Nook Audiobooks, 43 available distributors in total. Audiobook, Living in Kyoto by Hidemi Woods. Now on sale in online stores. 44 available distributors. Apple, Google Play, Amazon Audible, or else.
大好評。ヒデミウッズがデザインしたとっても可愛いオリジナルグッズが手に入る。トートバッグ、缶バッジ、ステッカー、T シャツ、トレーナー、パーカー、文具、その他いろいろ、エリゼン .com で見てみてね。erizen.com erizen.com エリゼン .com。
英語聞き流し10分間名作リスニング。英語テキストと MP3 ダウンロード、その他の物語はホームページよりご利用いただけます。88thpp.com 88thpp.com